Numbers chapter 23, verse 1. Then Balaam said to King Balak, "Build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 young bulls and 7 rams for me to sacrifice." Verse 2. Balak followed his instructions, and the 2 of them sacrificed a young bull and a ram on each altar. Verse 3. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Stand here by your burnt offerings, and I will go to see if the Lord will respond to me. Then I will tell you whatever he reveals to me." So Balaam went alone to the top of a bare hill. Verse 4. And God met him there. Balaam said to him, "I have prepared 7 altars, and have sacrificed a young bull and a ram on each altar." Verse 5. The Lord gave Balaam a message for King Balak. Then he said, "Go back to Balak and give him my message." Verse 6. So Balaam returned and found the king standing beside his burnt offerings with all the officials of Moab. Verse 7. This was the message Balaam delivered. "Balak summoned me to come from Aram. The king of Moab brought me from the eastern hills. Come," he said, "curse Jacob for me. Come and announce Israel's doom." Verse 8. But how can I curse those whom God has not cursed? How can I condemn those whom the Lord has not condemned? Verse 9. I see them from the cliff top. I watch them from the hills. I see a people who live by themselves, set apart from other nations. Verse 10. Who can count Jacob's descendants, as numerous as that? Who can count even a fourth of Israel's people? Let me die like the righteous. Let my life end like theirs. Verse 11. Then King Balak demanded of Balaam, "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies. Instead, you have blessed them." Verse 12. But Balaam replied, "I will speak only the message the Lord put in my mouth." Verse 13. Then King Balak told him, "Come with me to another place. There you will see another part of the nation of Israel, but not all of them. Curse at least that many." Verse 14. So Balak took Balaam to the plateau of Zophim on Pisgah Peak. He built 7 altars there and offered a young bull and a ram on each altar. Verse 15. Then Balaam said to the king, "Stand here by your burnt offerings. I will go over there to meet the Lord." Verse 16. And the Lord met Balaam and gave him a message. Then he said, "Go back to Balak and give him my message." Verse 17. So Balaam returned and found the king standing beside his burnt offerings with all the officials of Moab. What did the Lord say?" Balak asked eagerly. Verse 18. This was the message Balaam delivered. "Rise up, Balak, and listen. Hear me, son of Zippor." Verse 19. God is not a man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he does not change his mind. Has he ever spoken and failed to act? Has he ever promised and do not carry it through? Verse 20. Listen, I have received a command to bless. God has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Verse 21. No misfortune is in his plans for Jacob. No trouble is in store for Israel, for the Lord their God is with them. He has been proclaimed their king. Verse 22. God brought them out of Egypt. For them he is as strong as a wild ox. Verse 23. No curse can touch Jacob. No magic has any power against Israel. For now it will be said of Jacob, what wonders God has done for Israel. Verse 24. These people rise up like a lioness, like a majestic lion, rousing itself. They refuse to rest until they have feasted on prey, drinking the blood of the slaughtered. Verse 25. Then Balak said to Balaam, "Fine, but if you won't curse them, at least don't bless them." Verse 26. But Balaam replied to Balak, "Didn't I tell you that I can do only what the Lord tells me?" Verse 27. Then King Balak said to Balaam, "Come, I will take you to one more place. Perhaps it will please God to let you curse them from there." Verse 28. So Balak took Balaam to the top of Mount Peor, overlooking the wasteland. Verse 29. Balaam again told Balak, Build me 7 altars, and prepare 7 young bulls and 7 rams for me to sacrifice. Verse 30. So Balak did as Balaam ordered, and offered a young bull and a ram on each altar. Amen.